your sweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting.
Welcome everyone! I finished my session in the gym. It's 3 o'clock and I want to talk about post-workout meals. And this is going to be a big sort of maybe aha moment for a lot of you guys. And this is a big part of my program because I think a lot of people are doing it wrong. Now what you see people do is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but after they finish the gym, they grab an apple or banana and start eating it. Yeah, well, guess what? What you've been told is, well, you need to replenish your glycogen, right, in the muscle because you just worked out. Some carbs straight after your workout is great. Now here's where the false premise comes in. Fructose is the actual sugar in, I was about to say plant, in fruits. So fructose in fruits gets metabolized in your liver and it is not the same as glucose, which is metabolized in your muscle. So to replenish glycogen after you work out, eating fruit is the exact wrong thing to do because you're replenishing your liver glycogen, but not the actual muscle glycogen. So your liver holds around like 100 grams. In total, your body is like 400 grams of carbs you're holding and in terms of glycogen. Now, you wouldn't need to really top off your liver glycogen after a workout. What you want is you want to make sure that your muscle gets the right amount of glycogen back. So now here comes another thing. Now instead of horking down straight after your workout like a Mars bar or I don't know, like bread or something sort of carb heavy or some oats or stuff, you could do that. But a much smarter thing to do is, and that's what I'm actually going to do now, and I'm going to explain why I'm going to do it as well, is we're having a low carb meal. We're going to eat some steak and we're going to eat a bunch of broccoli mixed with some coconut oil. Now why is that? Well, first of all, we basically just came out of the gym. We've got increased testosterone, right? Because we just worked out and we want to make sure that we stay in this metabolic phase as long as we can because that is what will increase your fat burning ability. So now reintroducing carbs is sort of the wrong thing to do because we want to make sure that we stay in this sort of metabolic phase as long as we can. The best way of doing that is introducing some fat like MCTs, which can be used as energy straight away. So that's a great thing to do. Then you use some beef, some very lean beef, because some of the fat of the beef is also omega-3s, which is, which will reduce inflammation. At the same time, you get the protein in which you want. And now comes the sort of magic of it. I mean, you could use then some salt as well. Just make sure that it is like pink sea salt instead of normal salt because it's lower in sodium, less inflammation again. So we're looking at a low inflammation meal, which this is going to be, and try to extend our fat burning window as much as we can. And now comes the real cool thing. Cruciferous vegetables are like cauliflower, broccoli, kale, stuff like that. So the reason why we use cruciferous vegetables as a post-workout meal, they're very low in terms of the glycemic index. There's like a 15 instead of 100 when it comes to replenishing your glycogen in the muscle, but what they do have is something called the indole-3-carbinol, IC3. And this is a really cool thing because it stops your estrogen rising, therefore your elevated testosterone, your body can make more use of it, if that makes sense. And therefore you're staying longer in this sort of metabolic fat burning mode, which you want. So this is what I'm gonna have as a post-workout meal. Later on in the day, I will have another meal which is low in carbs. And then at nighttime, I sort of reintroduce my carbs. So they also help to go to bed, to have a good sleep. Carbs are proven to show that you have better sleep when you eat your carbs at night. That's just how I roll. I just want to give you that on the way. It's a really good way of making sure you stay in this fat burning zone. So it's indole-3-carbinol, which lowers estrogen. Therefore you stay more in your post-workout elevated testosterone mode, which will burn and utilize more fat. Introducing some healthy omega-3s from the lean beef plus some MCTs, which you can use straight as energy. That's it in a nutshell. Really simple and easy to understand, I hope, and that's how I roll as a post-workout meal rather than fruits, which I just explained, because fruits get metabolized in the liver, not in the muscle. That's not what you want. So fruits is the exact wrong thing to eat. You could eat fruit before your workout if you really wanted to, but after your workout is just the wrong thing. You go, see my finished product. This is product meal. So 400 grams of broccoli, 300 grams of beef, and I'm gonna fill up some water. That's really what I'm having. So That's my post-workout meal at 3:30. So I had a really good leg session, killed it. Can feel my quads really working. It's quite steamy in here, so let's open the window. Let's fill up the water and eat
Set
some.
my heart afire.
Water filled up. It's really steamy in here. You can't see it, but I can. I mean, I can't see anything. Oh, right. Like a rabbit here.